Hi, this is Alessio. Hope you're well, and welcome to another update on gold. So in this video, I'm going to try and keep it brief and to the point. I just wanted to talk to you about my outlook on the gold market. And before we discuss what's happening on this chart, let me just remind to you one more time. In my video 2 weeks ago, I explained to you that as far back as the month of spring, as far back as April, May, and June, we've been bullish on gold. Let me show you this chart. This is the chart on MT4. And on MT4, you will see we hit that target precisely. In fact, that's the high we made on gold on Friday. In the data window, it says the high was 2076, as you can see there. Now, some charts show this to be 2075 as the highs, so it doesn't really matter. The bottom line is we came very close to hitting that target last week. So what could this mean? Well, I explained to our members today that, as a matter of fact, I'm expecting gold here to pause for some time. I actually think that's the most likely scenario at the moment. Why do I think gold is likely to pause and actually start a pullback, some kind of reversion to the mean? There are many reasons for this. But let me just say at the outset that this parabolic rise in gold has been phenomenal. It's been fantastic. But also, I think it's a good time right now to be very cautious. So I don't really care what happens to gold right now. I honestly don't care what happens next on gold because it's already met all of our targets. As you saw from there, we already hit the 2076 target. That's good enough so far. It's been a fantastic trade setup. But here's the thing. Here's why I'm a little bit worried at the moment. The reason I'm worried is because often these parabolic rallies, they create a lot of FOMO, a lot of buzz in the market. That is not a very good sign for any market. In fact, you may remember I interviewed a fantastic trader, the market wizard, Linda Raschke. And here's what Linda Raschke told me in an interview I did with her last year. Here it is.
When anything gets parabolic, pure technical analysis will tell you that that is not sustainable once you hit a parabolic phase. So you have several options. You can scale out, you can keep tightening up your stop. I don't understand what the issue is with trailing the stop. You still have to evaluate that, where's your risk? How much are you willing to lose? All that kind of stuff.
So you guys have heard Linda say there in that video. Yeah, she's absolutely right. When something goes parabolic, doesn't matter if it's gold, Bitcoin, the stock market, parabolic rallies like this are unstable. They're like a house of cards, you stack up, and they're highly unsustainable. So something like this is not too stable enough to hold for a long time, and often they see a drop or a pullback. The same thing I would say, by the way, about the price of silver as well. If you go on the chart of silver, exact same thing. Very nice parabolic rally, but again, unstable and unsustainable. So guys, I do think in the short to medium term, we need to be very careful because gold has now hit a very important key level here. It's got rejected from that level, by the way. You can see it actually got rejected from the 2076 level here. It dropped from that level. Now, I'm not saying at the moment that with certainty this is a top. No, we don't have a topping pattern as yet. And I would say it's too early, much too early to say this is a top in gold. And here's another reason we have to be very careful here on gold, because just recently on this gold market barometer, we hit overbought conditions. You can see just recently overbought conditions on this, not seen since 2016. And that's a very dangerous situation because the last time this happened, by the way, notice this is the overbought conditions, this is the oversold conditions. Right now, without a doubt, gold is extremely overbought. The last time this happened, let me show it to you, was back in 2016. There it is. Back in 2016, when this occurred, look what happened. A few months later, several months later, it began to roll over and then boom, it dropped. But again, situations like this, when we see extreme overbought conditions like you see here, and not to mention the fact that we've hit the top part of this standard deviation channel, this regression channel you're seeing here, we have now hit the upper part. If I just draw this back a little bit, you'll see that we are now in the upper region of that 3 standard deviation regression channel. Okay, we actually went above it just on Thursday, and then we went back below it again. So I actually think this is a strong warning sign to bulls that, look, the market is getting ready for a pullback or a correction in the price, a reversion to the mean. And again, just take a look at this. You'll see how far away, notice how far away the price is. That's the price. Notice how far away it is from its 21 average, from its 50 average, from his 100 average, and from his 200 average. Okay, usually when price gets too far away, get too stretched out from its averages, just like a magnet, guys, these averages, just like a magnet, draw the price back to them. All right, guys, so this is something we need to be mindful of and be very cautious right now, because whenever price gets extremely parabolic and too far away, whenever it gets too far away from its 21 and its 50 average, okay, usually it doesn't last very long, and often you see a snapback to those averages. So I think in the short term, and by short term I mean the next few weeks, potentially the next month or so, I think we could see a reversion to the mean, back at the very least to this mean average of this regression channel. And I would say also the 21 average. That I think is reasonable to assume that we could see some kind of a pullback, okay, some kind of a profit-taking pullback or correction in this market, in the yellow metal, in gold, back to these averages, and indeed back to the mean of this regression channel. I think it's quite reasonable to assume that. And I think the odds are increasing of a potential intermediate top in the price of gold. Now, let me just repeat that one more time. At the moment, we don't yet have a topping formation. So I'm not saying that definitely we've topped here, okay? We don't have yet the pattern that needs to form for a top. I think we might get there eventually in the next few weeks and months. But I do think there is at the very least a cautionary signal here to start some kind of a corrective pullback or reversion to the mean back to its averages here, back to this red line you're seeing here, at the very minimum, I would say, which would put it actually a pullback to the 1900 region here. Again, as Linda Raschke was saying, these parabolic rallies are unsustainable. By the way, guys, before I finish the video, let me just mention again that something I mentioned to you in my previous update, that the smart money commercial hedgers are betting in favor of the US dollar. This may surprise you. In fact, some of you may be shocked by this. Some of you may be disgusted by that fact. But the fact is the smart money commercial hedgers are betting in favor of the US dollar. They're buying the US dollar, as a matter of fact. That's bad news for gold because gold often goes inverse to the US dollar. Okay, they're inversely correlated. So the fact that smart money is betting in favor of the US dollar, that's bad news for the yellow metal, for gold as well. Before I finish the video, guys, I just have a quick favor to ask of you, which is that my good friend Sara has a fantastic channel on Hello Iran TV. In fact, I posted a video of my trip, my visit to Iran. As you may know, I visited Iran, or Iran, as some people call it. Iran! Yes, exactly. So I visited there some time ago. So again, if you haven't seen this video, and if you haven't seen any of Sara's video, I do recommend highly check it out. Please do subscribe to her channel. And those of you who have already subscribed, thank you very much indeed. I do appreciate it. Thanks very much indeed, guys. I look forward to seeing you in the next video update. Bye for now.